Hi, this is Aquaprofit, a place where we provide practical, educational content to empower beginner and aspiring fish farmers with sustainable income and long-term success.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to tackle a huge topic, fish farming in Nigeria. We're going to demystify the whole thing. Is it really this super risky gamble, or is it a gold mine just waiting to be topped? Let's figure it out. You know the one, right? You've probably heard this before. It's like the first thing people tell you when you bring it up, painting this scary picture where all your money just, poof, disappears overnight. And right after that comes this one. The idea that no matter what you do, you're always just one step away from a total disaster. And honestly, that fear, it stops so many people dead in their tracks before they even start. Yeah, if any of that hits home for you, you are definitely not alone. These doubts are like a big, heavy lock on a treasure chest full of potential profits. But today, we're gonna find the key and look right past all that fear. Because on the other side of all that worry, there's this huge, and I mean huge, untapped gold mine. So let's talk about what we're really dealing with here. What exactly is aquaculture, and why is it such a massive deal in Nigeria right now? Okay, so what is this fancy word, aquaculture? It's simple. It's farming, but for fish. Now, the most important word there is farming. This is not about throwing a net in a river and praying, it's about actually growing and managing a resource. And that difference, it changes the whole game. And what does that control actually mean? It means you are in the driver's seat. Seriously, you decide what kind of fish to grow, you manage the water quality, you're in charge of the feeding schedule, everything. You're not just hoping things go well, you are actively managing a system. Think of it like a science experiment, not a lottery ticket. So why should you care? Why is this such a big deal, especially in Nigeria? Well, I want you to just think about one number for a second, 40%. Just let that sink in. What is that 40%? Well, that's the amount of all animal protein eaten by Nigerians that comes from fish. That's huge. Fish isn't just something people eat sometimes. It's a core part of the diet, a cornerstone. The demand is literally built into the culture. But here's the craziest part. Even with everyone eating so much fish, we still don't have enough. Not even close. Nigeria has to import tons and tons of fish every single year. And that gap, that massive space between what we have and what we need, bingo, that's where the business opportunity is. All right, so the opportunity is massive, we get that. But how do you go from that's a good idea to actually doing it? Let's lay out a simple blueprint, a step-by-step guide for anyone who's just starting out. When you really break it down, it's just 5 main steps. Step 1, pick your setup. Is it gonna be a pond or maybe some tanks? 2, you get your fingerlings, which are really just baby fish. 3, you feed them and you manage the water. 4, you let them grow. And 5, you harvest and sell. See? It's a cycle. It's predictable, and it's something you can absolutely manage. But let's be real for a second, because I absolutely love this quote. My brother, fish is not crypto. It's so true. This is not some get-rich-quick thing where you dump in some cash and hope it moons overnight. No way. This takes patience, it takes management, and yeah, it takes some work. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back to those fears we talked about at the beginning. It's time to face them head on, right? Let's separate the myths from what's actually true when you're standing by the pond. Okay, fear number 1, the fish will just die. The real deal is this. Fish don't just die for no reason. It's not random bad luck. When fish die, it's almost always a sign that something is wrong with the water, or the food, or how they're being handled. And you know what? Those are all things you can control. Next up, this is a big one. The feed is just too expensive. And yeah, when you first look at the price tag, it can be a shock. But here's the secret that successful farmers know. Expensive feed isn't the problem. Wasted feed is the problem. When you feed your fish the right way, it's not an expense, it's an investment that comes right back to you in bigger, healthier fish. And the last big fear, I don't have the capital for this. Listen, you do not need to be some millionaire to start. The truth is, there are so many stories of people who started small. I'm talking a small backyard tank, a modest little pond, and they just grew from there. They learned, they earned, and they scaled up. It's totally possible. So all of this brings us to the most important point of all. If success isn't about luck, and it's not about having a ton of cash, then what is the secret? What's the real key to turning water into wealth? Well, let me tell you what it's not. It is not luck. Success in fish farming is never an accident. It's not something you just stumble upon. The secret ingredient is knowledge. That's it. It's knowing your stuff, understanding how the whole system works, knowing what to do when something looks off with the water, knowing how to pick good fingerlings, knowing the perfect time to harvest for the best profit. That is your real asset. And I think this quote just says it all perfectly. Fish farming rewards knowledge more than muscle. It's not about being the strongest or having the most money to throw around. It's about being the smartest. Your brain is absolutely your most valuable tool here. So we've busted the myths, we've laid out the blueprint. There's really only one question left to ask. Now that you know the secret ingredient isn't luck, but knowledge, are you ready to start turning water into wealth?